is going on, Comic Book Familia? Yes, I know it's been way more than a month since the last time we were on. We were on last year of 2024. I don't even know if we did a December show on 2024. I think the last time we were on November or something, right, Rob?
How it maybe, yeah, because I mean Thanksgiving, and then you went to El Salvador.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I think we talked about El Salvador.
Yeah, we talked about El Salvador. So I went to El Salvador like December
Yeah.
16th, and I came back on the 1st. But before that, I went to England in November. So I think we might have done one show in between, but it's
Yeah.
been at least a month since we've done our show. And this is Up on Comics. This is where myself and Momo Comics 80, Rob, my favorite cousin, we do our show where we talk about comic books, entertainment, any news that comes up that we feel is worthy of anybody to check out. So, how was your Christmas?
It was good. I
Yeah.
mean, like family came up, so it was nice seeing everybody, but it was kind of low key compared to like other years because I got sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I pretty much stayed home the whole time. It was bad. So, but now I'm better.
Good.
Well, mostly better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm back at work and things are busy again.
I was, like I said, I spent Christmas and New Year's in El Salvador, so I had the warm weather for 2 weeks, and it was nice and warm.
No, how was it in San Diego? It's cold up here, man. It's just no rain, just dry, cold in
It's
Sacramento.
during the daytime, it's still like in the mid 60s here. And at night it dips down, or I consider it cold. Probably for you, it's not, but I consider it cold. Like it drops like to the 50s or, low 50s, somewhere around there, so, but it's bearable, so I'm not
Yeah.
living there.
No rain or anything like that.
No rain since I've been back. Just like I said, during the daytime, I'm just in t-shirts and short and pants, like usual, but at nighttime it just get a little bit chilly outside. So.
Yeah, we haven't even had fog. I was telling Janine, my wife, like, it's weird that like no fog, no of the morning, like traditionally like the wet weather that we get in winter.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's been a weird season so far. Maybe it's just gonna be late, is what I'm thinking. Like maybe it's just gonna like come in later and last a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't gotten much rain here, and like I said, they don't forecast any rain in the near future either. So this is not going to be a rainy season, I don't think, in San Diego. So
yeah.
But anyways, this is Up on Comics, where myself and, like I said, Rob, we talk about current events that I find on Instagram, I find on X or Twitter, and some stuff I find on Facebook, and I just make slides.
TikTok, because TikTok's going away.
We're gonna be talking about that. So I brought that up as one slide. Yeah, so definitely. But let's get on with the show. This is Up on Comics with myself, Passpoint Comics, and my cousin Momo Comics 80. We try to do this. I think we're gonna try to do this like every 2 weeks, and in between the weeks that we don't do a show, I'm gonna try to do like YouTube shorts if any exciting news comes up that I'll post really quick, so. But we try to do this every 2 weeks, knock on wood. We're not busy, but you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first segment is called A Little Bit of This and a Little Bit of That. And the first slide has to do with Diamond. They made an announcement this week that they filed for bankruptcy. Diamond is the distributor of Marvel and smaller independent publishers, but they're not distributor of DC. DC left Diamond a few years ago, and I think their distributor is Penguin.
Right.
So, but yeah, they filed for Chapter 11, and it's going to affect. I think the smaller companies is going to affect them more. But we'll see moving forward. How they try to reshuffle and keep the company moving forward. So it was big news,
dude. It's tough because like comics aren't cheap anymore. Like no. They haven't been for a while, and I'm more reluctant to buy, as many comics as I used to buy. Like I barely buy any, to be honest, but it was very easy to go, to spend, 80, 100, 120 plus on books, on just new books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of crazy,
I haven't bought. I usually would spend around $100, $120 per month on books. for the last half year, I would say, I don't buy any. I just stopped buying new books. I said, I'm not going to buy anymore. I know some of it has to do with my age, to be honest with you. But I said, enough's enough. I'm just trying to focus on older books, and if I see something that I like, I'm going to buy. And I keep on saying I'm going to put my books up for sale, which I have a little bit, but I haven't done it enough because I want that money to supplement me buying older books.
You know what? Idea on the show for next, maybe. Think about it. Every time we do one of these, we bring one book or item that we're going to put for sale.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like just one, and then that'll force you and I to like really ramp it up. Hey, think about it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll each bring a book. It could be graded or non-graded, and we'll put it and we'll say, hey, this book is for sale. If you want to reach me on my IG page, if you see this, it's for sale. And maybe something like that.
Yeah, make it fun.
Good idea. I'm glad I thought of that. So. All right, on to the next slide. Comic-Con agrees to stay in San Diego another year, extending until 2027. So this is good news for us because we go every year, basically, since Rob has free room and board for San Diego Comic-Con, running like 30 years now. Well, yeah, it's been about, God, you were about 15 the first time you came, right?
Yeah. Middle school for sure.
Middle school, yeah. So, we've been going off and on for like 30 plus years,
Yeah, mostly on. You definitely on every year.
I missed 1 year.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I go 1 year, and I forgot what year it was. It's been over 15 plus years that I didn't go, but we go every year. I live in San Diego, and Rob, stays at Pass Point Hotel, so he's got free room and board, and we plan to do it again. Go this year, and hopefully, knock on wood, host another panel. So
I can't imagine it in any other city. It's
me neither.
You know what I mean? You got the water right there, the marina.
Yeah.
The weather is great. It's just a different vibe. And you and I have been to different cities for different Comic-Cons or comic conventions. It's not the same.
No. I don't know. There's a Gaslamp district in San Diego. That's like the downtown district where the Padres play. And, there's a bunch of restaurants and hotels there. It just seems to go right with San Diego Comic-Con hand in hand. If they move, people will say Vegas, and but it would have to be indoors, everything, because it's so hot there during the summer. If they do it during the summer, but I mean, it's here until 2027, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah.
Okay, I just took a snapshot of some movies that are coming out in 2025, and the one on the right are just movies general that are coming out in 2025. The ones on the left are just a snapshot I took of Sony that they're coming out, and like The Boys and Gen V and other movies like that. Spider-Woman, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 4. These are Sony movies. Is there one specific movie, if you only could see one movie this year, out of everything? We asked this question when I do a channel with a Triple G. What would it be?
Oh man,
mine is easy.
I mean, I don't. There's so many. What's yours? Let me
go first. You can look at the list here. Okay. My movie, without a doubt, if I could only see one movie this year, it would be Superman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Fantastic Four because you're such a Fantastic Four fan.
The trailer for Superman just touched me, and when they had, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, I'm sorry, but it touched me. And then when they had Crypto the dog, I was like, okay, I'm all in on this movie.
Well, I'm right there. I do like James Gunn, man. I liked all his movies, really. So it was a great trailer.
But it's not Fantastic Four. I mean, as much as I like the Fantastic Four, something about that Superman movie made me feel like I had never seen a comic book movie ever, and it just brought all the warmth out of me. I got to see this movie, and it's James Gunn. I think it's going to be a really good movie. So that's the one movie I could only see. But having said that, I do want to see Fantastic Four. There's The Bride. I believe it's Frankenstein's Bride. Looks pretty good. And then on the Sony side, of course, Spider-Man 4. If it comes out, I'm not sure it's coming out this year. But movies, I mean, TV shows like The Boys, season 5, I think is the last season. And there's going to be a good year for movies on the right-hand side. And of course, Invincible's coming back on Amazon Plus. So yeah, looking forward to all these movies coming out in 2025. But it was just one movie. It would have to be Superman for me.
No, that trailer was great. Like I got goosebumps. Like
Yeah,
they
me
played the
too.
old Christopher Reeve music.
Yeah.
From what I heard, right? Like I've seen people talking about it online, like early reviews or production comments. They're saying it's very much like has the same kind of like energy as the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped up for that one too. Yeah,
Speaking,
man, there's stuff here I didn't even know that was coming out.
you're not gonna see. There's Ballerina. I'm not sure what that Karate Kid Legends. We knew about that. There's another Frankenstein movie, Naked Gun.
Yeah, what?
Remember the comedies that's coming back?
I love those. Those are like some of my favorites.
Yeah, so it should be a good year for movies. So we'll see. Which one's the best at the end of the year. Speaking of movies on Sony, I was watching a documentary on HBO Max on Christopher Reeves.
I saw that. That was good.
It was good, but it was heartbreaking to see. I was like, oh my gosh, it made me so sad. I felt so bad for his son.
Oh yeah.
It was uplifting at the same time. It was a downer too, but I dug through it, and part of me didn't want to watch it, because it was sad, but it was very good at the same time.
Yeah, it was a nice reminder of like his legacy, all the movies that he did, because he wasn't just Superman too. No. He did other movies and other projects.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I thought it was well done. I really liked it.
Well done, but I was just totally just watching it and just in silence. I was like, oh my God, you knew what happened to him,
right?
But just to see what what his family had to go through on a personal note was very heartbreaking. But anyways, on to the next slide. Oh, here's some Prime videos. I put another one in. These are ones for Amazon Prime. Batman Caped Crusader Season 2, which I saw was pretty good. Fallout Season 2, Reacher. Have you seen Reacher?
So yes, I did watch it because of your recommendation. I did. Yeah. And I want to say I'm all caught up.
Yeah, Season 2, has been gone, but Season 3 is coming up. And the actor, Alan, I forgot his last name, he keeps on saying that he wants to be Batman in James Gunn universe, the movies. He says he wants to portray. He's got the body for it, for sure. Man, that guy's built.
So I saw someone online post a picture and say that he should be Beast.
I can see him as Beast too,
because the way he talks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he could talk the intellectual gab. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, I mean, there's Marvel. They're not the same company, so they can do them both if you wanted to, But we'll see. And on to the next one. So finally, I've been hearing this for decades now that Goonies was going to be. They were going to make a like continuation, Goonies 2, and a new Gremlins movie. And it seems like Goonies 2 officially in development with the original writer returning. I believe it's Chris Columbus. Goonies is like 30, 40 years old now, that movie.
I'm surprised they didn't do a sequel.
Yeah.
Like a long time. Like, you know what I mean? It was a big success. It has a cult following. Like, I don't know.
It was a great, great movie. Good kids movie. And I'm all for it, but I'm sure they're going to have maybe some of the original cast will be there, but there's going to have to be all new kids, If it's
they're old.
Yeah, they're old. They're old. They can't do any of that anymore. And we'll see what Gremlins 2, there was a Gremlins 2, and we'll see if there's a Gremlins 3, when or if these, and a lot of this is just rumors, but it looks like, they're discussing it. So what else? Oh, this show on the left, Grimm, I know you were watching it a few years ago. It was one of my favorite shows. And it looks like there's a reboot in the works at Peacock, but I heard it's going to be a movie, not a TV show, which I'm disappointed with. I was hoping it would be a TV show.
Yeah, no, it was. I watched a lot of the seasons. I got up to the point where Dracula, right? They did the whole like he's going to go. Did he go to Transylvania?
I think so. God, it's such a long time I've seen that show, but yeah.
That's where I fell off.
And it was a good show, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like. I mean, I knew it had to end, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, if it comes back, hopefully it's not just a movie. I would like to see a regular series, maybe 10 episodes on Peacock, and the prequel will go further back in time. So this is the new season of the prequel, and I remember every generation, the creature Pennywise would come out, and like I forgot how many years in between, but like every generation. So every season is going to be that year that he comes out.
Oh, okay. That could be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. Yep. Scary ass looking clown though. Oh, God.
So just so you know, my sister hates clowns.
Oh no, she does. Margie?
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. I gave you a little ammo for something in the future, maybe.
I did not know that at all. Wow. Okay. Daredevil. I can't wait for this show to come out. I love the series on Netflix. Did you see the trailer?
Oh yeah. No,
my gosh.
And I'm gonna say this. I think the Daredevil, that first season, probably the best like comic book show from Marvel.
Yes, agreed.
It still holds up.
Yep. Great street level character. I've always said on my channel that Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character because he's street level. And I know these are all superhero characters, but I relate to Daredevil more because of his faith that keeps him going. And he's coming back on Marvel Television on Disney Plus. I think it's going to be 2 parts. Like I think there's like between 15 to 20 episodes. And it's going to be like the first 9 episodes, and then they're going to have the rest of them. Or it could be one, all at once. But yeah, I can't wait for this to come back. The Kingpin, the same characters, the Punisher. Bullseye is going to be the same characters. They're carrying it through. And it's going to be they showed some of those, that trailer when they were breaking arms and breaking legs. I go, man, they're not messing around. So yeah, I can't wait to show up to come on. So it's coming out in March 2025. Should be a good show. And you want to talk a little bit about Skeleton Crew, right, Rob? That was one of the slides you sent me?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I watched it, yes.
Okay. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was we just talked about Goonies.
Yes.
Like it reminded me of an 80s Goonies, like Star Wars film, but I know its viewership isn't that great.
Yes. I saw that also.
And I don't know, man. Like I think people expect a certain type of show from Star Wars, but I actually think this was pretty good storytelling. My biggest issue with this show was like the ending after everything was said and done. It just was done.
Yeah.
And it felt very, very abrupt. But everything else, the characters, the planets, the jokes, I thought it was a good, fun show.
I agree. And Jude Law, he's a really good actor. I kept on waiting for him to say, hey, I'm a good guy for some reason, but he was a bad guy, but he had some force powers in him a little bit. So he looks like he could have been a Jedi. And they were saying that he was one of those kids that, that were, a lot of them died when Anakin killed them all. He was one of the surviving kids, that's going to have that force in him a little bit. But one thing Star Wars does well all the time is when they do Borgs, like C-3PO and R2-D2, they're always endearing. And this one was endearing also. He had that little creature living in his eye socket, like a little rodent.
I like the characters in the show. Like the droid was great with the little rodent in his eye. But even the kids, I thought they did a good job too, like being kids on an adventure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I get Disney has to do what Disney has to do, but I thought this was well done. I would recommend if you want to watch something fun, sci-fi with that nostalgia hit. This is it. This is good.
I like how at the beginning they were kids, all bug-eyed and just in awe of everything. But at the end of the show, they had to step up and grow up.
Yeah, they went through it. Right. They definitely went through it. Yeah.
On the right, Ahsoka, the original character who was in it. It was Ahsoka's Baylan Skoll, recast as Game of Thrones star Rory McGann, replaces Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson unfortunately passed away right during Ahsoka when it came out. So looks like Baylan Skoll. He was from Game of Thrones, stardom. He's going to replace Ray Stevenson in Ahsoka.
I mean, I could definitely see the build and the look.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how he adapts the character. You know what I mean? Because but actors act, and so they can change their voices, their demeanor. It'll be interesting to watch. Everybody's going to be looking at that, like how good, because people liked Ray Stevenson quite a bit.
Yeah. And I'm just going to be Ahsoka season 2, because in Ahsoka season 1, when they were stranded on that planet, I was like, that cannot be the end of this show. They're going to have to do a season 2, how she gets out.
Who knows? Disney, man.
Yeah,
Disney's gonna.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, they'll lay the axe down on anything.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, Disney has lost the. Every time a character is created, they have like a certain amount of years that it's under their domain, and then after a while,
public domain,
and then they lose the domain. I think they did one on Winnie the Pooh already, but this one is like first look at Steamboat Willie, played by Art the Clown actor David Howard Thornton, in a new Steamboat Willie horror movie. So these are just movies that are made, once they lose the domain rights to them, they're trying to cash in. And this Steamboat Willie doesn't look anything like the character, and it's a horror movie. You can know there's gonna be a lot of killing and blood and guts. So
yeah, but Art the Clown, I mean, I think people would go see it just to see him.
I never heard of that, Art the Clown.
So like there's a movie franchise, I think they're up to 3, called The Terrifier. I don't know, have you heard of that? The Terrifier movie franchise? They're popular, and they make money. So I think he has like a following. So I'm sure this one's going to get some interest just because it's him playing the role.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure they're just trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
So
oh no, absolutely.
Seen it, but if you'd see it, you can do a review on it. So,
yeah.
Strange Tales was a comic book series back in the 60s and 50s, I believe, with Marvel Comics. And now it looks like there's going to be a Disney Plus show, but it's still in early development. Strange Tales was one of the Marvel's most iconic anthology comics, first published in 1951. It focused on horror, sci-fi, and supernatural stories. However, by the 1960s, the series shifted gears, including Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. So we'll see how this show goes. And it's just in development. They're just talking about it. If they're going to go with the horror version of it, I don't believe they're going to do with Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. My best get it'll be a more horror related story.
I think so. I could see them tying Strange to it, but we'll see.
But when you want to do a regular show, it's a thing. That's what I'm, but we'll see, Okay. So on the left-hand side, this is the confirmed cast appearing in Avengers Doomsday as main characters or most highlighted ones. Avengers Doomsday is scheduled to start filming in late March 2025. I still have my reserves about Robert Downey Jr. being a bad guy, but that's just my opinion. I just was hoping it'd be somebody else. To me, he'll always be Iron Man and not Doctor Doom, But these are supposedly the actors that are going to have a major role or prominent role in this movie. One person that I see missing from there that I think Marvel is just not too enthralled with is Ms. Marvel.
Well, I'm going to point this out, man. That whole second row, like that's not top tier MCU lineup, man. you know what
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like that's that whole row could just be like, whoosh,
yeah, that's true. Very true. Yeah, Olga, the one on the right. I forgot what character she played in Ant-Man, or not in Ant-Man, but in
Taskmaster.
Yeah. Said that. Besides, I think the only one would be Bucky. But besides that, those are just, you're right, they can swipe them and put somebody else there.
Right. Like, I mean, Fantastic Four obviously has to be a big part of it, but they're technically not the Avengers. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And production for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, starring Millie Alcock, started already in the United Kingdom. She's the actress that was in House of Dragons. She played the younger queen or daughter of the king. And she's going to be starring in Supergirl. And it looks like that's, already started, filming in the United Kingdom. So
I did like the, was it in the Flash movie? The Supergirl that was in that, the one that with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
That actress did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought so too. But that wasn't a James Gunn movie, so he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson is reportedly set to return in Avengers 5. Now, these are just rumors, obviously, but Cave Comic, according to insider Daniel RPK, I've heard a lot of him ever since I started doing this show. His name comes up a lot. That he's always announcing things that are coming up. Scarlett Johansson will reportedly return to MCU in Avengers Doomsday. It's unclear whether she'll be reprising her role as Black Widow or another character.
Well, I mean, maybe she's Doctor Doom.
Yeah, maybe she's Doctor Doom. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, we'll see. I think they have to bring these actors back because people are losing interest. They want to see that's how come they're bringing back, Robert Downey Jr. And Steve Rogers, Chris Evans is going to come back. I guarantee it some way.
Oh yeah, well he was on that last page that you were. So yeah, he's in it.
Yeah. Year-long gap slam by TV exec behind shows like The Last of Us and The Boys. I agree with that. As much as I love these shows, The Boys especially, just the gaps in between seasons are so long. I mean, you're watching 8 episodes, then 2 years later you get another 8.
Well, let me ask you this, because it takes time to develop story. They need to go scout out locations and do, it's a big endeavor, right? Would it be better if it took longer to make the show, but they made 2 seasons, 3 seasons at a time, so that way they could release it closer together in a batch?
Yes, I agree with you. I agree. That's a good point. They've done that before. Do seasons back to back. So the gap is not that big in between. But I don't understand why they can't. Network TVs used to see, I know it's not, The Boys. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, but regular network shows, 20 episodes a season, a year, and then they come back and do another 20 or 24. Star Trek: The Next Generation, it was every year. That was a big production too. So I don't know. I would like to see them every year, not every 2 years, something like that. But that's just my opinion. But I agree with you. I think they should do a bunch at once and hold back, and then just bring everything out. And while they're doing that, make other ones in between while they're showing them. Yeah, we'll see. This show on the right, Star Trek Lower Decks, has been one of them. Have you ever seen this show, the animated show?
No, you and Lewis were telling me to watch it though.
You gotta watch it.
It was funny.
Oh, good. When the first season, I was like, I'm not sure about this, but then it really caught on for myself. And unfortunately, it's the season 5 is the last year of Star Trek Lower Decks. It's on Paramount Plus. This is season number 5. You gotta watch this. They have a crossover on season 4 with Strange New Worlds, and the way they do it is hilarious. And because they're animated, and Strange New Worlds is not animated, it's live action, so to speak. But they do a crossover where they start animated, and then they go to this. They go to this planet, and then they go to this round orb, and then when they go back in time, they end up in Strange New Worlds, but then they're not animated anymore. They're the voice characters. They're playing the actors in that.
Oh, really? That's fun.
Yeah, it was really good. I highly recommend this show. If everybody hasn't seen it yet. Has to do with there's Star Trek. They always show the captain and everybody else, but Lower Decks is the people behind the scenes who make everything work for the ship. So it's really good show. I highly recommend it. Okay, finally a comic book. So, I haven't read these yet, but these are one shots. Have you heard about them, Rob?
Yeah, no, I want to say we talked about them at the last show we did.
Yeah. So this is one that's coming out. Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon. They're going to be teaming up for a one shot. And what I like about this picture, the more I saw it, the more I see each of them has a little gadget behind their hand, to set off a detonation. If you noticed it, Rocket has one in his hidden hand, and Dr. Doom has a little red one sitting in an armchair.
Oh yeah.
And
is that a gun underneath the table?
There's something. It's like a bomb or something underneath the table, and that's Dr. Doom's thing. But then if you look on the right hand side, underneath Doctor Doom's chair, there's a blue one. So both of them have a detonation, and looks like they're going to blow each other up.
It's going to be like what is it, Spy versus Spy?
Spy versus Spy. So Doctor Doom needs a favor, and the one who can help him is Rocket Raccoon. So yeah, these books are coming out pretty soon. There's going to be a Captain America one in Volstagg from Asgard in it. So I don't know how many issues it's going to be, but I believe each one is just a one shot. And Rob.
All right, man. I talked about this book
when
I first started reading it, and then I read the first one. I was like, it's really good. And then I went and I read two more. So I've read the first era, and it's been a while since I've been like really into a book. Like I've been into this, and my daughter Clara, she's 11, she's reading them too. It's really good. I mean, like this could be like such a good movie, like MCU kind of a production. Huge fan. So like the picture that you have there, the first three books are the one in the middle, and then the one on the top left, the Well of Ascension, and then it ends with the Hero of Ages, and then the four to the right, it's like 300 years later.
Dang.
And there are other books in this universe that are like they're within the same universe, but it's like other planetary kind of things, and it's all connected. And so like in theory, these other books and in this series, they could all meet and something crazy could happen. So a lot of people are like anticipating that's going to be the buildup. But such a good series. There's like a power system, I mean, we talk a lot about comics and superpowers and whatnot, like, but they have like a system where it's like there's rules, and the rules are pretty easy to follow. So that's kind of nice about this. It's like, whoa, here's this weird fantasy universe with people with powers, but they all abide by this set of rules. And so like the first series, it's kind of old-timey, pre-industrialization, but then when they get to the one in the future, the 300, which I have not read yet, I guess they introduce trains and like guns, and it just it sounds really, really good. Highly recommend. If you're looking for something to read, check out Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson.
So the main book is the one in the middle, correct? The first one.
Yeah, that's the first one. Yeah.
Books on the left are part of that era.
Yeah.
And the ones on the right, 300 years later, is it the same? You haven't read them yet, have you?
Not the ones on the right, but it's like 300 years later, like new characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But like, I guess people say those are good too. And so like, if you look up this guy, he writes so many books and they're all very like highly reviewed, like, almost 5 stars on Amazon.
Take away these books that are on the screen.
Yeah.
He has like an umbrella of this universe. There's other books.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
Have to read these books to understand the other ones. You haven't even read them yet, though, right?
No, I haven't. No. So I'm just starting with these, and he has so many books. It's kind of crazy how much this guy's written. And like I said, the other books, they're like set in different planets and different people and powers, and like it's like their own lore, but they're all connected, apparently. So like it's like a gnarly MCU potential. Yeah, and he's been trying to get a deal, and I guess at one point they screen tested some stuff for this series, and he is adamant about not giving up creative control.
Wow.
And so like they've already he's a professor at I want to say BYU.
Okay.
And he's very adamant about like, I want to own and stay true to my storytelling. So he's like, they offered me money to let go, but he's like, I don't want to do it. It needs to be the way that I want it.
Yeah, but even if he's, if he stays and it becomes like a TV series or something like that, he's going to have to give up some liberties. It can't be word for word from a book.
Correct. Yeah. But he doesn't want to give up too much. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but such a good series. I'd check it out. Tell Serena, buy the first.
I keep on telling her to do it, but my daughter, just like you and Clara, she just goes to the library, and which is to me, I don't know that many people that actually go to a library and rent out books anymore. But she loves reading. I told her about this book. You know what? I'm gonna get that book and I'm gonna read it. I swear to you, I'm gonna get it.
Okay, so also just so you know, you say that.
No, I am.
So you know how I heard about this book?
From who?
From Sarah, because she read it.
Oh, okay.
James read it.
Wow.
Joseph read it.
Dang. So yeah.
Jonathan read it.
And they all loved it.
Nikita has read it.
Yeah.
Clara has read it.
Dang.
Oh yeah, no, and I gotta say, man, it's good, dude. I was surprised how much I liked it. So highly recommend.
Does it have pictures?
Buy it. There's a map. You're gonna be like, oh my god, there's a map. No, it's such a good book. Read it. Check it out.
So this one just tripped me out. It says Sony will reportedly allow players to smell in-game scents. I don't know if you heard about this, but Sony is taking gaming immersion to the next level with its newly unveiled future immersive entertainment concept, which introduces scents and other sensory experiences to PlayStation games. You're more of a gamer than me. I don't play games hardly at all. Would this interest you at all?
No. No.
You sure?
No, not at all. But okay. I mean, if that's where they're at. No, I mean, I don't want to smell. I mean, at least the games that I play, I don't know what other people are playing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that's going to be like, I want to smell that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they're doing that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're just running out of ideas how to get new gamers. But I think video games, just by their popularity alone, that's what should be drawing people into the games.
Usually that's enough. I don't know what's up. They're just trying to sell more hardware.
Yeah.
That's really, here's a reason to buy another controller.
Yeah. So I wonder, you have to like a cartridge into the handheld device or something,
right?
We'll see. If I find any more information about this, I will post it.
It's gonna have Febreze in it, so that way people won't smell.
So on the right is a Sideshow classic movie poster pose comes to life in the Luke and Leia Deluxe 1:10 scale statue by Iron Studios. Yesterday, I was this close to ordering it. I went online and I looked at it, and it looked better. This picture went, wow, this is so cool. But when I seen the close-up of it, I don't know. It was just okay, in my opinion. I didn't order it, obviously. I said, nah, I'm not going to order this.
1/10 scale, small.
Yeah.
So definitely keep that in mind. Like you're buying something that might be like that.
I think what changed my mind is I got a close-up of their faces. And to me, it did not look like the actors enough. It didn't look like Leia or Luke, Mark Hamill.
Dude, Luke, he looks ripped.
Yeah, he looks ripped. Yeah. It didn't look like them, so I said, nah, I'm not gonna get this, but I was close to buying it. And speaking of replacing actors, which I thought they would never do, Marvel Studios is reportedly planning to recast T'Challa. According to insider Jeff Snyder, Marvel Studios is reportedly planning to recast Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. Do you think they should have just let him, he passed away in Black Panther 2. He was such a strong character. I don't know. I mean, who are they going to find to replace somebody like that?
Well, remember, T'Challa died.
Yeah.
In the movie. So like, this is kind of like suggesting they're going to be doing some alternate universe rehashing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Secret Wars. People already speculated Secret Wars is going to be kind of a weird potential like meetup of different universes,
Yeah, that's true.
Like connecting Sony. So this might be that. I liked obviously Boseman's Black Panther, but like at the end of the day, the character has to exist. He's such an important character. I don't think they should just be like, we're never going to retire that character.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's a strong actor, and hopefully it's somebody that's kind of not known as much, eventually they're going to have to replace Wolverine.
I want to say there was a character. There's a character they were already considering though. Like a person actor. I'm sorry. An actor really? They were considering. Yeah. But I could have misread something.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this comes to fruition. One of my favorite characters when I was a kid growing up was Nova, and Richard Rider's version of Nova. This is the Nova series will follow a group of Novas led by Rich Rider as they fight I can never pronounce this guy's name. So the bad guy. Annihilus. Thank you. So the Nova series will follow a group of Novas led by Richard Rider. Hopefully they will have his origin. Then they'll join the rest of the Nova Corps. But I always like Rich Rider as a character. They don't show him enough in Marvel comic books, in my opinion. I hardly see him around anymore.
Didn't Feige said that he really wanted Nova in the MCU? Like that was like a character that he was like, it's gonna happen, and it just never has.
Yeah. So I think it should be a TV show if they're gonna do him right. This one we knew was gonna be coming. Daphne King is returning for the upcoming Avengers movies. She plays X-23. And she was in the last Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. So great character. And I'm glad she's coming back. I really like this character a lot.
Yeah, I like that they're keeping the actress.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. She was a little kid in the first when she came out with Wolverine. And now she's like 20 years old. So it's been a while since that movie came out, the one with Wolverine.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll switch up the actress.
Yeah.
But so that's cool. I think that's really cool that they're doing that.
Let me see what else. Speaking of Superman, James Gunn clarifies how DCU will make DCEU events canon. Basically, he said, we learned that other things that have happened in the past in other media have still happened. There are references to things that happened in the past, and those references then become canon. Piece of cake. If they mention it, it becomes canon. So I think they should. Yeah. So, but yeah, people were asking, I think they should have kept Wonder Woman, the actress, as Wonder Woman. And she thought it was a good actress.
Yeah, I thought that was the best movie out of the Snyder universe.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was.
Yeah. The picture on the right I thought was just funny.
Out of it all.
Yeah, I agree. The second one, but the only good thing about the second one was Linda Carter came out at the end, my opinion.
Yeah.
So when you realize that all these are the same actor. So
where's Judge Dredd? He was Judge Dredd.
He was Judge Dredd too. So yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the same actor. So wow, that's right. He was the same. I think the one on the left is from Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's a good actor,
I don't know the character's name, but yeah, that's definitely Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Let me see. This was tripping me out. This came out a couple months ago, and I wanted to put on our show, but I just never did. It says, a cleaning company has turned a routine job into a masterpiece by using its pressure washers. I'm going to show you the next slide, to create a giant Godzilla image on a dam. By selectively cleaning away dirt, the team transformed the surface into an eye-catching work of art, showcasing both their creativity and precision. The impressive display has since gone viral, blending industrial cleaning with artistic flair. This is awesome. Wait till you see this.
Oh, wow.
Right? I went, dang. I mean, just to do that, I was like, that is amazing.
But wait, so they cleaned it with the pressure washer.
Yes.
Right? To make it look like that.
Yeah.
So that means all that other stuff is still dirty.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. I'd want my money back. If I was a taxpayer where was this, in England?
I'm not sure where it was. I think it was in England somewhere. But I mean, I'm sure they probably cleaned it afterwards, but they just did it, just to see if they could do it. And you can see the Godzilla on the right. Yeah. He's like, you can see, I like the little buildings that they put right next to him.
We're all for the waste of public resources as long as it's like pop culture related. Yeah.
As long as it goes viral and we enjoy it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, they gotta pay us for another 2 weeks of coming out to do the rest of the job.
Next time you wash your sidewalk, let me know.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Speaking of video games.
And this was on your list of Sony projects.
Oh, that's right.
Going to come out. Yeah, God of War. Okay, so this is an old game. This is actually not so new. I just never got around to playing it. And then I played it, and it was pretty long. It took me I think 43 hours total, because it'll show you how much you've played. Such a good game, though. Such a nice story. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you haven't played God of War, it goes on sale every now and then on the PlayStation Network. But yeah, this is another great storytelling. This is what the show should be about. So like if you're curious about like the God of War show that they're putting together, like without a doubt, it has to be this story of Atreus and Kratos, the God of War. But yeah, man, a buddy of mine from work, he was like, you haven't played it? You need to go back and get that game and play it. And it was cheap now because it was kind of old. But yeah, it's like a father-son kind of story, and like this whole idea of like just trying to be a better person. Believe it or not, I was like surprised. Like they had a message that was kind of deep. And I think that must be the thing that they're going to be doing for the show. Like this idea of just trying to be better.
Since it says Ragnarok, it has to do with Asgard?
Yeah, man. So the whole franchise, like, because this game series started not just in the PS5, but like the older PlayStation games. And it was like a Spartan whose family died. And he was angry at the gods. And so he went to go kill the gods, like in retaliation, because he followed the God of War. He was a soldier. And then he himself ended up killing all the gods, like Zeus, Helios, all of them. And he became like the God of War. Mm-hmm. And then Sony decided to do like not a reboot, but like a big pivot. And they threw him into like the Asgardian like world, where he was like, I want to leave those other gods and that other religion away and live my life with my new wife that I found. And they had a kid, Atreus, which then they get caught up dealing with Thor, Balder, and Odin. And that's been the source of the conflict. Oh, wow. And so like they should be making one more game. I think it's going to be a trilogy. I'm pretty certain it's a trilogy. So I played the first one. The first one was really, really good. This one definitely was much more story driven. And then, seeing that slide that you had with it being a TV show. Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So let me ask you, I'm not a gamer like you. Mm-hmm. When you go to the end of a game, does it say the end or
yeah, so most games do, and credits will roll, but this one it didn't, and I'm like, that didn't feel right. And so then I googled it, and they're like, oh yeah, there's one more thing you got to do.
Oh, okay.
Because like after you beat the game, a lot of games they give you free play, and you can kind of go back and do missions and have other interactions, and kind of just so you can keep playing the game basically. But this one, after you beat the main boss, they have you do one thing, and it was I don't want to spoil anything too much, but it was like you had to go meet up with some people to say a farewell.
Okay.
And then after that, the credits rolled.
Okay. So you just don't stand around and look around and go, just that it?
Yeah. No, but it's a nice game. And so like, again, if anyone's watching this and you haven't played it and you have a PS5, play it. You're gonna put in over 40 hours.
Wow.
And the story is really nice.
Don't go to work.
No, it took me a while, man. I think I started it at the beginning of the school year. And then just, because I get, how I am, like just busy with activities and life. It wasn't until Christmas break when I got sick, basically, I was really able to like hammer it out.
Nice.
So, but it's a good game. It should be. Hopefully, it's a good show. Hopefully, they do it justice.
Let me see what else. Gosh, this cover on the left-hand side is Amazing Spider-Man, but it's homage to, I believe, Amazing Spider-Man #1 that came out like over 20 plus years ago. But
like in the 90s. Yeah. And they had
so many homages of this. I'm going, come on, man. I put this up here, but it just got on my nerves. I
don't like it either. I don't like it.
Oh, Jesus, man. Think of something original. And I'm nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with the artist. It's just this pose has been done so much by Marvel and by other publishers. I'm saying enough's enough.
I'm not a fan of this pose, dude. Of this art.
Yeah, it just got on my nerves, and that's the only reason I put it on there. It could be a great story. I'm reading Spider-Man. It has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing to do with the artist. It's just this pose. I'm saying, come on.
Who is the artist?
I don't even know. You know, I didn't even bother looking in that far. You know,
But I mean, like,
inventory.
people must have demanded Johnny Storm, Spread Eagle.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess. So I
drop.
just put it on there, and
I wish he had his other hand up in the air, like
or something, you know.
yeah.
But I'm just so done with this pose. I mean, God, you know, I don't even bother. I don't care who the artist is. I just wish they would stop doing this pose. And the other one is Amazing Spider-Man number 300. That one's been done, you know, on the Wolf and one who was a Cable, the original Cable. That one's been done a lot too. I just don't like seeing these anymore. But that's just my pet peeve of the day. The right-hand side Super Bowl's coming up in about 3 weeks, more or less, in February. I'm not sure what Super Bowl it is, Super Bowl 50 something, you know. So, but it's coming up. It's a big deal here in the halftime show and everything. It's going to be in New Orleans this year. Next year is going to be in Santa Clara where the Niners play, you know. So,
yeah, I mean, and we went to Great America, which is right next to Levi Stadium.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice stadium. It's huge, dude.
Yeah. So that's where it's going to be in Santa Clara, the home of the Niners next year. But this year is going to be in New Orleans. Hopefully it's a good game, and we will see. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about it in a couple weeks more. Let's see what else I got here. So I do a show, a monthly show with Peter Triple G Comics where we do advanced orders. And we also give a recommendation of a book to read. And I talked about it on our other show, but this one has been a really good book. This is the second chapter of this book. It's DC versus vampires, where a lot of the characters from the DC universe have become vampires and they're fighting against the rest of the humans left. This is the best-selling world of DC versus vampires returns with a brand new Elseworld series. Green Arrow-led human heroes and vampire queen Barbara Gordon's army has been dashed by Damian Wayne and his guerrilla fighters. Damian has been bitten by he's a vampire too, but you know how Damian always goes against the tide. He's basically killing off the vampires, but he doesn't agree with what they're doing. And the picture on the right is Wonder Woman, and she becomes a vampire. And Alfred is one of the humans left, and she's basically, you know, but he's like guerrilla warfare, because he knows all that types of stuff. And Batman's dead in this show. He died of became a vampire, and he was gone like the first couple of episodes. She's about to kill Alfred because he's human, and she's beating him up, throwing him around. Alfred becomes a superhero in the last minute. Who do you think he would become? It took me completely by surprise, but it made perfect sense. I know you haven't read this series.
No.
She throws him into this room, and there's all kinds of artifacts. He's looking for a specific box. Once the box comes out, there's a ring.
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
What? Well, I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that, but it makes sense.
Me neither, because Green Lantern, the ring, when the Green Lantern dies, it tries to find the person who's, you know, who would be up to being a Green Lantern.
Right.
And he becomes a Green Lantern. And I was really like, oh, wow, this is a good series. I highly recommend it. You know, go back, and if anybody watches this show, read the first chapter. This is the second chapter, you know, the rest of the series, and it's still ongoing. It's my, you know, read of the week, so to speak. I like, when we were younger, especially me, Rob, you know, 99% was Marvel books. I never even touched DC books, but I've gotten older. I've been reading a lot more DC books and a lot more indie books, you know, but this has been a really good series. It took me by surprise, you know.
Yeah, no, but I would not have thought that either.
Yeah.
But it does make sense when you think about it. Like I forget what the whole thing with the Green Lantern, like when you're right, the ring seeks out like the most worthy champion.
Person, yeah.
I say worthy person, and I sound like I'm talking about Thor, but I know it's not that, but it's like a similar idea, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I go, wow, when he became a Green Lantern, I go, that makes perfect sense. You know, so I highly recommend reading this book. So okay, this thing just caught me by interest. Steve Jobs' letter sold for almost $500,000. Steve Jobs was known for rarely giving autographs, but even his refusals carried value. In 1983, he declined a fan's request with a signed letter stating, "I don't sign autographs." This ironic response became a collector's treasure, selling for nearly $500,000 at an auction.
Wow.
Because he signed it.
That's a house.
That's a house. I was like,
Yeah.
that's crazy, man.
I hope whoever got paid for it, like, isn't like a super rich millionaire already. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's like the average Joe that's like, I saved it. I got it.
I seen recently there's I forgot what athlete gave this little child. What did he give him? Oh, I think it was Wembanala for San Antonio Spurs. He gave this little kid a jersey, and you see the kid's face where he was so happy about it. Later on, I don't know how many weeks later, it was for sale. And you know the parents took that jersey and put it for sale. A lot of people were complaining. You know, the kid probably really wanted it, you know, but the parents put it up for sale, you know. So
I mean, if the parents could get another jersey, they could put that money in college savings.
yeah,
You know, who knows, man? Like,
yeah. So on the right, it says, "Go ahead, I'm listening." Apple has agreed to pay $95 million. I had no idea, to settle a lawsuit accusing Siri of eavesdropping on people. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how that's even possible unless you have Siri on or something.
Are we rich?
No, not at all, man.
Are you telling me that we're rich now?
So yeah, I wasn't part of the settlement, so I'm not sure how this happened.
Everybody gets 10 cents.
Everybody gets 10 cents. Yay. So this was, I found this list. I wanted to show it. I lost some of, I didn't get all the numbers down on the wide and take a snapshot, but these are recent sales. At number 8 for almost $900,000, Darth Vader's helmet and mask from The Empire Strikes Back sold for almost $900,000. Number 7, R2D2 unit from Star Wars sold for $2.76 million. I was like, dang, man. Sam's piano from Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart sold for $3.4 million.
Wow.
Audrey Hepburn's ascot dress from My Fair Lady sold for $3.7 million. I missed number 4. I'm not sure why I didn't take a picture of it, but Marilyn Monroe's white dress from The 7-Year Itch sold for $4.6 million. Aston Martin's DB5 from Goldfinger, James Bond movie, sold for $6.4 million. Are you ready for number 1?
Yeah.
Number 1 blows everybody away. Has to do with an iconic movie. You have to follow a yellow brick road.
Yeah, I was going to say Wizard of Oz.
The ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz sold for $32.5 million.
Thank you, Wicked, for pumping that up.
Yeah, man. I went, dang, man, $32.5 million. I'm like,
and this isn't the first time it's sold.
No,
because I've seen this. The ruby slippers sell, and it always makes the news because you know it's a big piece of American pop culture. But Wicked,
yeah,
$32 million.
Shouldn't there have been more than one slipper, one pair of shoes? You know?
Oh yeah,
right. So, but I don't know how they figured out this was the first one or whatever. But yeah, for $32.5 million, dang, that's crazy,
man. Yeah, that's something somebody should have stolen.
Yeah,
like on the production team. Like, I'm gonna.
I know, man. I'm gonna try these on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and you just see them
yeah,
never come back.
Never come back. So yeah, that's crazy. $32.5 million for a pair of zippers from The Wizard of Oz. That's what I have here. So Jason Momoa is gonna play Lobo, and looks like he's gonna have a small role in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. He may get his own DCU project in the future.
Okay, so I remember because we were at Comic-Con and we were in Hall H when he came out.
Yes.
And he was doing like the rock and roll, remember that? Like he was just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I remember telling you this, he's not a good Aquaman. Like I never would have cast him as, and I literally said, and you did agree with me back then. I'm like, doesn't he seem more like Lobo? Like his hair, and he's such a big guy. Never made sense to me.
Yeah. So yeah, looks like it's gonna be. We'll see. You know, come on. I think he'll play a better Lobo than Aquaman for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Charlie Cox has expressed his interest in playing Daredevil for another 18 years in the MCU. They're getting ready to release a comic that takes place where Matt Murdock is in his 60s. So I was like, oh, okay, great. So we got some time.
Old man Logan.
Old Man Logan, yeah. So yeah,
I do like that picture that they have with him there. That's great.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what else I got here. Strange Academy has officially been greenlit to move forward over at Marvel Studios. So
okay, we love the series.
Yeah,
especially that first arc. Like first two arcs, I think were really, really golden. That first run, and I remember you were the one that told me about it. You were like, Robert, it's like superheroes and Hogwarts.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So in the comic books, Doctor Doom now is a Sorcerer Supreme because he tricked Stephen Strange into giving him the Sorcerer Supreme, and he never gave it back. All in Blood Hunt with the vampires and everything. Doctor Doom only had the ability to do something, but he needed to become the Sorcerer Supreme. And Stephen Strange says, "You're going to give it back." Doctor Doom goes, "Oh yeah, sure," and he hasn't. So right now, Doctor Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme, and they're going to have Doom Academy. It's going to take place in Latveria.
Okay. If anything, that kind of like solidifies even more this rumor about Strange Academy, because if Marvel is stacking that kind of storyline, like Strange Academy, Doom Academy, that means they're backing it up a bit. Good for Doctor Doom for stealing. He did the thing that the production cast should have done with the ruby slippers. He said thank you, and then just went like, I'm leaving.
So this one on the right, I had to look it up to make sure. It says the Russo scrapped Waldron's script and story. They're rewriting everything from scratch. What could explain the delay with everything? The Russo brothers are coming back to direct the next movie with Robert Downey Jr. And I looked it up just to make sure, this is a rumor, but I just Googled it. And according to what Google says too, that they're rewriting everything. Wow. They want to do their version of it. That's going to delay some things, but we'll see, as long as it's a good movie, Let's see what else we have. Doctor Strange 3, which has nothing to do with Strange Academy, and Shang-Chi 2 will reportedly begin filming in 2026. I really like Shang-Chi, the first one.
Yeah, I did too, man. Good action.
It didn't take itself too seriously, which is what I enjoyed. So I'm glad they're going to be making a Shang-Chi 2, and hopefully Doctor Strange 3 will be good too. Yeah, I just put this cover up here because it just reminded me of covers like from Silver Age when the Hulk versus the Thing, which I used to love those battles. But this is the Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, and this is just a book that you can order right now. Right now, this is here on the right-hand side, One World Under Doom. He's a Sorcerer Supreme, and he's basically imprisoned the Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, and he's trying to escape from Latveria. He imprisoned him because he probably thought he was too powerful, and he's trying to escape right now. But this is a splash page. I'm not even sure he's going to fight the Thing in this book.
He should.
But it just reminded me of old books from the Silver Age. So I thought it was pretty cool. Harley Quinn. Season 5 is now streaming on Max.
There's 5 seasons of this show?
5 seasons of Harley Quinn, yes. I'm taking you've seen them.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No, man. Are they good? Because it looks bad.
It's so tongue-in-cheek. You have to throw everything out the window. Don't even think about DC the way it is now in comic books. But it has nothing. It has to do with the characters in the DC universe. But it's so tongue-in-cheek and crazy.
Have you seen the Creature Commandos?
Yes. Yeah.
I saw that. I've seen that. I think one more episode, right?
It finished.
That was it?
Yeah. Unless you've seen the last episode where the new group comes out, right?
Where the bride walks in and it's like, this is your team.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, what?
That's it. Yeah.
It was good. I did like it though.
Yeah. So Harley Quinn is
also a very abrupt ending, like Skeleton Crew then.
Harley Quinn is all tongue-in-cheek, is just supposed to be good, crazy fun. And that's all this show is. It has the DC characters, but they're like nothing like the characters in the comic books. Batman is weird. He's he's just crazy and is just weird.
So it's not James Gunn.
No.
Okay. Because Creature Commandos, right, is
James Gunn. But they did a spinoff of this show called Kite Man. which was really good too.
I know who he is. I didn't know he had his own show.
He had his own show.
They're giving everybody shows.
So funny and crazy. So whatever you think of the DC universe, don't expect that in this show. So.
Okay.
Yep. But I like it. So. This is the new official screen poster for Captain America: Brave New World, hitting theaters on February 14th. I just wanted to put this up there because this movie is coming out in about a month. Yeah, about a month. So
I saw a bunch of the posters that they release. So I think this is the one that we're getting, but like I saw several different, like from across the world. They all look really, really good, like artistically. Like, look at this, the composition, looking up. It's really well done. Are you excited for this movie?
I am, and if you notice the buildings, they're the form of a star too, like Captain America shield. If you notice the edges.
Yeah, that's cool.
Star too. I know you. Are you gonna see a sneak preview? Because a buddy of yours, he gets you those tickets. You gotta hit him up.
Yeah, I don't. Man, it's been so long since I've been in the movie theaters.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna see this one. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it. I don't know how or when, but that this might be definitely the next one. Yeah. I think the only movie I want to see right now in the movie theaters, it's a scary movie, and I don't want to go by myself, and nobody wants to go with me.
What movie?
That Nosferatu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm probably not gonna go. Just knowing my social skills and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Let me see here. We talked about TikTok at the very beginning. So basically, unless the United States, they said, if they don't sell TikTok, which is owned by a Chinese company, that they're going to be kaput here in the United States. And it says the law states that the president can grant a one-time extension delaying the ban for up to 90 days under 3 specific conditions. Which the first one is TikTok must show it's on a path to executing a divestiture from its Chinese owner. There must be evidence of significant progress towards a sale, must be sealed with relevant binding legal agreements. I don't think TikTok's ever going to be the same.
No, and I don't think necessarily that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think I think America is going to get upset. There's over 120 million users in the United States, and some people, like, it's their job.
Yeah, they get money from that,
And there's, I think, enough people where this is gonna force somebody's hand. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I have no interest in TikTok. I know TikTok is like one of the #1 news sources for people.
Oh wow!
Like if you look at like how do people get their news in America the most, it's TikTok, which is kind of wild because I mean this whole app was like entertainment. Watch me do a dance, and it's like this is how I get my news now. Again, 120 million people use it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think something's gonna give. For sure.
I use TikTok every now and then. They have this one program called Blind Rank, which I love. You get to blind rank superheroes, food, things like that, and you can use their video too. You can use it as your own, and you can make the choices from it. That one video that I did of Captain Marvel with the Flurkin, those two people that I got over 2.1 million views on my TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, but I know the government is just worried that they're gathering information, against the United States or American citizens. I'm just saying this. I'm not sure exactly why, but the main reason is because it's a Chinese owner and they don't want them to have the rights to TikTok in the United States. Believe it or not, this is a segment that I put in where I find stuff that are peculiar. And the first one is planet alignment. 6 planets will align in the night sky in January 2025. This planet parade will be visible for several weeks. We have Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, and Mars. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Are you telling me that we're getting superpowers?
Yes, we're getting superpowers. So when this aligns,
we're millionaires.
Yeah.
And we're getting superpowers. This is the best show.
Yeah, so I haven't seen them, but I live in a part of this. I live in Sandy National City where there's a lot of lights. So you could probably see this better in the country or somewhere, out of the city, But that looks pretty cool, So you should tell Richard to take out his big telescope.
Oh, it broke. Like he needs to replace a lens.
Oh, he does. Tell him to hurry
Yeah.
up, man. You're gonna see this, So
We're getting superpowers. Hurry
we
up.
superpowers, man. So what else? What else is? Oh gosh, I already did this already. Let me see what he talked about that, and never mind. Let me see. But it says here on the right, revealed at CES 2025. Let me see. Oh yeah, something to do with the smell. Sorry guys, I did this slide twice. And up on comics, down on comics. This is the segment where I talk about something that I like about comic books or something that I don't like. What I like is I do like books that are encapsulated, like CGC, CBCS, PGX, even PGX and the PSA. I believe the company is coming out with their own encapsulated books. I like it because, it keeps the books, it keeps them in basically in as good as condition as possible, depending on the grade. Down on comics, let me bring this up. Can you see this, Rob?
Oh yeah. I did see the fees. Yeah, they're going up, man.
Yeah.
Capitalism. Woo.
CGC announced
USA
services.
USA
Fees for 2025. The down year that CGC had last year with all their blunders, they're just. I was watching a friend's video and it says like they're tone deaf. They're going to raise the prices. So basically, modern tier fee charged to $27, vintage tier $42, high value tier $95, and onward and upward. So they're raising the prices, on January 21st. So I'm done. I keep on saying this, but I'm not gonna resubscribe to CGC. If I get any books, I know you can submit books without having to pay an annual fee, but I'm unless I get like a Hulk #1 that's not graded, I'll get it graded. But besides that, I'm not gonna give him my money anymore.
I will say sometimes it's I mean, if you're not submitting a bunch of books, like it's kind of reasonable just to buy it after that it's already been graded. Like, someone selling a slab.
Yeah.
Just buy it off of them. Especially with modern books too, man. Like I feel like modern books, it's more of a gamble. Yeah. But hey, Disney keeps raising their prices and people keep going to Disney.
Yeah, that's true.
People are going to keep going to CGC.
Yeah, I'm sure people are, but hint here, but you can share your CGC account because I did that with you. Remember?
Yeah.
I did do that. So I gave you my account and it came to your house, right?
We can go halvesy.
Yeah. We'll get two more people and we'll go quarterlies.
Yeah. Lewis is in.
Yeah.
If he's watching, he's in.
But they're raising their prices again. So I'm not gonna. My annual membership ends in July, right before Comic-Con. So I'm not gonna do it. And I know you can submit books without having a membership. You just don't get their discount
unless they do, because they've done this, right? Join us and we'll give you a credit.
They always give that credit, 150, whatever it is.
Maybe they raise that. Maybe they're like, we'll give you more.
So yeah, that was up on comics, down on comics. Let me see what else do we have here. What did we buy this time? You have any books to show, Rob?
No, man. I've been on sell mode. I did pre-order a statue.
I pre-ordered a statue. I had my old credit card information, so it didn't go through.
Oh no!
And now I'm debating whether or not to get it or not. So.
Well, I'm not going to tell. Wait, no, don't. Are you gonna reveal it now? What if you get it?
I won't reveal it.
Okay.
But I was looking at it. It costs about $700 to $800.
Oh, it's a quarter scale. It's a big
one.
one.
And I'm just like, gosh, if I'm ever going to get if I'm ever going to get my remaining,
it's a dazzler. It's a dazzler.
Yes, it is.
I'm like, you said her, and I'm like, what could it be? And I know what's coming out with Sideshow collectibles and whatnot.
Yeah, I had ordered it, but then when they were gonna charge me for it, finally they said my credit card. It was an old credit card, and they couldn't charge it, so they said, and it's still available. When I checked yesterday for the Star Wars one, I looked it up too. I think I may get it because I wanted it to begin with, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, should I still get it? Because I stopped getting statues. But
it's a nice one with the disco ball, right?
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I do have some books to show. I got these from Near Mint Plus. The owner, Brent, if you follow him on Instagram, he always has good books to sell. He's on
super friendly guy too.
Super friendly guy, very nice guy. That's one of the good things about this comic book community. When you meet good people, they're just really nice people in the comic book community. So he sells books on Facebook and I think Whatnot and Instagram. So him and there's this other person called John. He does Final Cuts. He puts like a layer on top of the books to make it more shiny. Certain things, like Wolverine's claws, they come out more shiny. So, but I got these. These are Mexican reprints. So the wording inside is, and these are from the X-Men. It's a Panini Mexico. Let me get rid of this. Hang on for a second here. If I remember how to do this. Where am I? Right there. Okay. I got this one.
Oh, cool, man.
And you see nice. Scott Williams right there.
Scott Williams, yeah.
And it came with a card right here.
I like how he does that with his books.
And this one is X-Men #4. This is another Mexican edition. This book came out, over 20 years ago, but it's a foil version of it. I go, I just wanted this, so I bought it.
Yeah, Omega Red, man.
Yeah, Omega Red. And it also came with a little card.
How does, it being like a Mexican version, does it like impact the value or like, because I don't know.
I don't know either. And I don't know why they do it like that, but I see them more often than not, when they're like reprints of original storylines. But this is Uncanny X-Men #1. This is not a reprint of an original cover.
I like that.
And each book came with a card. And the last one is Uncanny X-Men #275, another Mexican edition. So all these were signed by Scott Williams. And this cover's by Jim Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the back of the cover. And it came with a card also. And I have one more thing to show. This is from my favorite family that lives in Sacramento. They were kind enough to give me a Christmas present. And I didn't take it out of the box, so hopefully you'll be able to see this. Oh, look at this. This is so awesome. Thank you so much for getting this to me, Moreno family.
Dude, I like the giant Funkos. Like, I'm kind of becoming a sucker for them because I have, and I know you do too, you have the Galactus.
Galactus one, yes.
Right? Like, yeah. I've avoided Funko for so many years, but those giant ones, I don't know. I guess because they kind of are over the top a bit.
Yes.
But yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting one.
And that's all for this episode of Up on Comics. We're going to try to do this in 2 weeks. We're going to try to hopefully do it on a regular schedule now, 2 weeks now that things have gotten back to normal, so to speak. So, like I said, in between those 2 weeks, if I see anything exciting happening in an entertainment business or Rob sends me a message and I'll post it, I'll do a quick YouTube short on it. But we should be back in 2 weeks talking about comic books and entertainment news. One more thing. I forgot to add this on. I do videos on a regular basis with my friend Peter Triple G Comics, and he has his own channel right in the middle. It's called Triple G Comics, and sometimes we do collaborate, but he does things also on his own and with other people. One of them is One Good Scare, where him and James, they talk about scary movies and scary TV shows. That's their whole, and that's a separate channel. It's called One Good Scare. It's very entertaining. They always talk about upcoming scary movies and they review them. They go see them, then they talk about them.
You should ask them about Nosferatu.
Oh, he talked about it in his last video that he did Friday.
And Art the Clown.
Art the Clown. I will.
Okay. Yeah, because he's doing the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna talk about it. He's also on the Killer Comics show, which is on Thursdays, and he does a show on Sundays now. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, a lot of shows.
Week, the podcast that's on Sundays now. So, and usually at about 12 o'clock our time, because they're like 8 hours different. So they do them in the evening. So they always start about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock their time, which is about 12 o'clock our time here. So let's give a shout out to these guys, but they're good guys.
Right on.
And, we are done. So we will be back in 2 weeks. I'm going to gather more information, more entertainment information, and we're going to try to do this now on a regular basis. That it's, we're on a 2025. No more slacking. So
yeah, right.
Until next time, everybody. Like I always say, go out and buy a comic book and read it. Take care.